All right, speaking of not maximizing potential, Shade, LSU goes down at home to Auburn 24-19. First time since 1999 the Auburn Tigers go in. And how about this guy, Shane? Bo Nix. And let's give Bryan Harsin credit, too, for, making the tough call. I think a vast majority of people, of course, we're not sitting there at practice and knowing what's going down, but most people would have probably played T.J. Finley in this game.
Right.
And, hell, I even texted Shane. I said, hey, Bo Nix is starting. And he said, put Buddy on LSU down. And I was right there with him. I mean, who in the hell wouldn't be the way Bo Nix been playing? But LSU came out strong. They got up to, a 10-0 lead, 13-0, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was basically all Auburn after that. And I thought the funniest damn meme I saw all day, Shane, do you remember that guy from Family Guy, the greased up deaf guy?
No.
You don't remember that guy? Oh, man, he's great. But Peter Griffin was always trying to tackle him, and he's a greased up guy that no one could catch.
Yeah.
And someone painted Bo Nix as that guy, and Peter Griffin put him in an LSU uniform because Bo Nix could not be tackled. I mean, it was like an NCAA cheat code, Shane. I mean, Bo Nix had probably the touchdown of the season, ducking, dodging, like dodgeball, ducking, dodging, dipping, dodging, ducking, and throwing touchdowns all over the field. I mean, he played some hero ball, and that's exactly what Auburn needed. If Auburn didn't have Bo Nix in this game, I think they may have got shut out. I mean, I know the running game came alive there in the second half, but it was after Bo Nix gave them life.
Yeah, Gildy 99 on that one, Mike. I've watched a lot of great plays this weekend, but I've not watched one as many as that Bo Nix touchdown. I mean, it was just – I couldn't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to slow it down and say, how did he not get tackled there?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the Bo Nix we signed up for, and hopefully that, getting benched, maybe that lit a fire under his ass or maybe that's what he needed. We talked about that coming into the season when we knew that there was quarterback controversy down there. So
right.
It was just good to see him get back. Now, I don't want to take anything away from the other side of the ball. I mean, Max Johnson played a hell of a game. He did everything he could to help the LSU Tigers win, but just that damn running game, man. If you cannot run the ball, you cannot win games. And I mean, unless you're Mississippi State, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they're not. LSU isn't built that way. They're not equipped that way. And going against Auburn, a team that gave up so many yards to Georgia State, it blows my mind that LSU still struggles to run the ball.
24 rushes for 29 yards for LSU. And that's the story of the game for LSU. Because like you said, Max Johnson came out wheeling and dealing. I believe he was 7 for 7, had the touchdown pass. He was looking great. But it certainly looked like he lost confidence in the second half, Shane. He missed Betch, would have been a wide open first down, maybe a touchdown, would have been a game winner, but overthrow him. And, passes were sailing on him. And that's kind of what you get when the defense knows you're going to pass and the offensive line struggles to pass block for you. And, man, I don't know where LSU goes from here, man, and they got stupid shit like they're having to call timeouts after a TV break because they didn't get the play in on time. I mean, this is like 101 stuff that should not be an issue, but they were having to burn timeouts left and right, and they sure as hell could have used them at the end of the game, but they didn't have them. So this is just a disaster, and this is something we talked about. I mean, LSU's upcoming slate, Shane, is it is a nightmare.
You want to know what's crazy, Mike? I placed 13 bets this weekend. Guess how many I won?
6.
Guess. 1.
Oh, my God.
13 bets. I'm going to start putting this out there every time I make a bet so at least somebody can make some money. 13 bets. 1. And the only one I got was a miracle in South Carolina. I mean, this LSU game, I had 3 locked up. I sent you that picture because I was, again, similar to Florida and Kentucky. I was uber confident that LSU was going to win this thing. So I bet against the spread and everything, and I'm watching. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to lose in Death Valley to Auburn. But I just give it to Auburn, man. I was afraid that they were going to spiral. That's after
Right.
that Penn State game, we saw them sluggish against Georgia State, and it just felt like that could continue into this week. And they go into a tough place, and they win a game. When was the last time they won a game down there?
1999.
I think about that. Yeah.
Bo Nix was
So
not even alive.
Bo Nix was. Oh man, this is a huge victory for them. Man, there's some really good games this weekend. Unless you bet against them.
So here's LSU's upcoming slate, Shane. At Kentucky at night. We just saw what a wild environment that is. They're going to be fired up. You get Florida at home. Then you go to Ole Miss. Then you go to Alabama. Then you host Arkansas. Oh, my God.
Is Coach O getting fired this year?
Well, let's see. Let's see how he's up against the wall for sure, I think, based on that. But, to go back to what you said, let's give Auburn credit for a lot of teams would have lost that Georgia State game. And I think we're learning about Bryan Harsin, the coach, and we're learning I think his players are learning about him, man, because they continue to fight. They got down early in this LSU game, could have folded it in, but I think they responded to Bo Nix, and certainly, you couldn't imagine Bryan Harsin would have predicted all these crazy plays, but he made the right call when everybody in the world would have been jumping him had Bo Nix came out here and laid an egg. But give that man credit; he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, first I'll start with Bo. I think Bo did a great job this week coming off the last game and getting himself prepared for playing LSU and going back on the road. I thought TJ did a great job this week as well. That was pre-planned to have TJ come in there on that third drive, and he had earned that opportunity through the week of practice. But again, I've said this, a lot goes into just the attention of the quarterback position. More importantly, our team, our defense, our special teams, things that we did on the offensive side, tight ends, wide receivers, tailbacks, O-line, everybody doing their job. That was what I wanted to see and what we all wanted to see from each other in this game. It really came down to just a simple do your job phrase that we've said before, and making sure that we played one play at a time, just focus on that, take care of what you have to do, make sure we got the substitutions correct. But still plenty of things that we're going to have to continue to keep working on.
Bryan, I want to ask about the defense. They scored that touchdown in the first quarter. After that, you guys held them to 4 field goals. Just what did you see from the response as the game went on from the defense?
Well, exactly what you just said, a response. It's hard. I mean, you're playing against a quarterback that I think is, and we all think is a tremendous player. You're playing at their place against a really good LSU team as far as, just physical, and they got good athletes and they got good schemes. So our defense being able to make adjustments. It wasn't, they did things too in the game. We prepare a certain way, then they have their adjustments that they make every week. And so you've got to be able to see, all right, what is their game plan? That's always the hardest thing for defense, because offenses are going to game plan and have different things that they're going to try to do to attack you. And so every single week you think and then you get into the game and you really got to just dissect what's happening. And I thought the defensive staff, I thought the defensive players all did a really good job on the sideline, making those adjustments, making things at halftime, making adjustments at halftime that we needed to make to come out there and continue playing that way. And, LSU throws the ball quite a bit. And they were hitting some guys, and, they had a wheel route there towards the end. They got, he bobbled it a little bit. And so, that helped put him in a fourth down situation. But they were able to make some plays too. We were in the right position. I thought we did a good job in coverage. I thought we did some things on the defensive side that gave us an advantage, and that we could capitalize on, some of those opportunities from the calls and from the adjustments that we made. And there were chances. There was that tip ball. Really want to have that. That was huge. Their quarterback did a good job of getting in the mix and knocking it down. That's a smart play by him. So it was just overall, I mean, really, there were things that our defense did tonight as far as communication and adjustments that I was really, really happy to see, and they were able to execute them.
To not really, focus on the pass, to not really run the ball today. Kind of how did you try to create?
No, we're trying to run the football. Just every time we run the football, we get stuffed. And we wanted to throw more short passes on first down, but not to say that we wasn't going to run the football. We got to find ways to run the football, and we got to block. We still didn't give our quarterback enough time to throw. We had 6-man protection, and we got beat 1-on-1.
Hey, Coach, you already talked about it in your opening statement, but what led to the issues with Bo Nix? Was it containment or technique? What was the main issue?
I think it was both. I think it was containment and the missed tackles and getting out of our lanes. And in the second quarter, we put a spy on the guy. It helped a little bit, but still didn't help enough. It was just a matter of getting him down. We're all over him. You got to tackle him.
Hey, Coach, I think Keyshawn Butte had 100 yards in the first quarter. Did they just take him away after that, or what do you think happened?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of that. And but I wish that we could have threw the ball to him. Obviously I thought that was a catch at the end, but they overturned it. We still wanted to get the ball to Keyshawn. And I think it was a matter of coverages, and they took it away after the first quarter. I would have too. He was killing them.